very dark night. And walking along, not seeing exactly, anyway, he stumbles, falls over the side of the cliff, and as he's falling, he reaches up and he grabs a root, or whatever it was, a branch, something hanging out there, and he's holding on for dear life. So while he's there, he's kind of scared. He says, "Anybody up there?" Voice says, "Yes, I'm here." He says, "Who's that?" I'm the Lord. Lord, help me. You trust me? Oh, yeah. Oh, I trust you completely, Lord. Good. Then let go of the branch. What? I said, let go of the branch. Is there anybody else up there? Okay. We're talking about trust. First time I ran into that or went over this particular message a 3 years ago. What a difference our world is today compared to 2014. Imagine. Just right here, okay? We have a new pastor. We're in a new district, or at least we have a new district superintendent, and the conference has moved us to the East District in this conference. And our country has another leader. And the world is in political, social, and spiritual chaos. Back 3 years ago, I was working my way through Christ Servant Minister and CLM, Certified Lay Minister. My witness then as now is that I must turn my life and my will over to the care of my God on a daily basis and trust Him to give me the power I need to carry out His will. Good morning, God. Instead of good God, it's morning. I used to do that a lot. Let me know what your will is for me for today and give me the power to carry it out. Let's paraphrase Paul, 2 Peter, first verse. I am a child of God, made a disciple of Christ, to carry His message, the gospel, to the world. Very much like Paul, I did not choose this path for myself. It wasn't my power, my education, my esteem before men, or anything to this earth that made me a minister of His gospel. I had taken myself to the depths of degradation through my chemical addiction, and God intervened in my life. He saved me for His purpose. Remember what Paul writes in the book of Acts about what Jesus told him on the road to Damascus. Get up and stand on your feet. I have appeared to you to appoint you as my servant. You are to tell others what you have seen of me today and what I will show you in the future. This is my second life. In my first life, I felt that God had betrayed me and that my power, my education, and my esteem before men was achieved purely by my own efforts and accomplishments. Just me. EGO, easing God out. I shut Him out of my life, and alcohol took over. But the Lord was at work in my life. It was His child. He saved me for His purposes, and He fashioned me for His purposes. God has a will and a purpose for my life. I sincerely, deeply believe God has a will and a purpose for each of your lives. I believe that. Everything I face in this life is preparing me to fulfill His will and His plan. All I must do is trust Him. But I must trust Him. Some of you were here way back, and I have this list of John's list of reasons we can't trust people. There's a bunch, but I'm only going to use a couple. All right? First of all, never trust anyone who says, trust me. Or particularly a politician who says, trust me. A used car salesman who says, this car is in great running condition. How about someone who says, don't call me, I'll call you. Or, I've never done anything like this before. Or a mechanic who says, oh, I'll make it as good as brand new. How about a drunk who says, I only had 2 little drinks? Or someone who says, I can stop anytime I want. Solomon talks about this in the Proverbs. He tells us we can always trust in the Lord. He tells us to trust with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. He tells us, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. He tells us, be not wise in your own eyes. He tells us, respect the Lord and shun evil. And He tells us to allow trust to bless our lives. Allow trust to bless us. Let me quote, I like D.L. Moody from the Moody Institute. He was a 19th century revivalist, founded the Moody Institute. And he says, and I love this, trust in yourself and you are doomed to disappointment. Trust in friends and they will die and leave you. Trust in reputation and some slanderous tongue may blast it. But trust in God and you are never to be confounded in time or eternity. Trusting the Lord benefits us most ways, but primarily spiritually, more than anything else. So I trust God. How about, we are weak, but He is strong? Remember that from, what, 3rd grade, whatever? The stuff we sang in Sunday school? We are weak, but He is, okay. We are ignorant, but He is all wise. We often think wrong and do wrong things, but He is holy and always does the right and loving thing. And I found for me, we need to put our trust in God. Each of us, I sincerely believe, talking for myself, has the need to trust. And He fulfills my need to trust. So let's take another look at today's scriptures as paraphrased in Peterson's The Message. Isaiah chapter 60. Get out of bed, Jerusalem. Wake up. Put your face in the sunlight. God's bright glory has risen for you. The whole earth is wrapped in darkness, all people sunk in deep darkness, but God rises up on you. His sunrise glory breaks over you. And Peterson's paraphrase of Ephesians. Only in our time has it been made clear by God's Spirit through His holy and the holy apostles and prophets of this new order, the mystery that is that people who have never heard of God and those who have heard of Him all their lives, what we've been calling the outsiders and insiders, stand on the same ground before God. They get the same offer, the same help, the same promises in Christ Jesus. The message is accessible and welcoming to everyone across the board. Gotta trust. But can we trust our own judgment? Okay, a man is being tailgated by a stressed out woman on a busy boulevard. Suddenly, the light turns yellow right in front of him. He does the right thing, stops at the crosswalk, even though he could have beaten the red light if he'd accelerated through the intersection. I add my personal to this photo because that's, never mind, I had that accident back on the Friday after Thanksgiving. We're going to court. Anyway, so the tailgating woman was furious, honked her horn, screaming in frustration. She had missed her chance to get through the intersection, dropping her cell phone and makeup. As she's in mid-rant, looking up, she hears a tap on the window and looks up into the face of a very serious police officer. The officer orders her out of her car with her hands up. He takes her to the police station where she's searched, fingerprinted, photographed, and put in a holding cell. After a couple of hours, a policewoman comes and gets her and takes her back out to the booking desk where the arresting officer is waiting with her personal effects. And he says, I'm sorry, lady. I made a mistake. You see, I had pulled up behind your car while you were blowing your horn, flipping off the guy in front of you and cursing a blue streak. And then I noticed the What Would Jesus Do's bumper sticker. And Follow Me to Sunday School bumper sticker. Oh, and the chrome-plated Christian faith emblem on your trunk. Naturally, I thought you had stolen the car. Proves a point. None of us, not even that cop, any of us, can always trust our own judgment. But we can trust the judgment of God. So let's all take a deep breath. Focus our attention on listening to God. God is speaking. Listen. Trust Him. He will never steer us wrong. I read a daily meditation. One of my favorites is just happened this week. Past week was January 2nd. Here's how it goes for me. You are so made that you can only carry the weight of 24 hours. No more. If you weigh yourself down with years behind and the days ahead, your back breaks. God has promised to help you with the burdens of the day only. If you are foolish enough to gather again that burden of the past and carry it, then indeed you cannot expect God to help you bear it. So forget that which lies behind you and breathe in the blessing of each new day. My parlance, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. The present is God's present. Let's trust Him and live the life He chooses for us today.